Hello everyone, it's me Awan, and today we're going to be doing more papers. So we have the 13th Cyprus Mathematical Olympiad, that's April 2012 for the 5th and 6th grade primary. So we can start these now. How many hours are there in the period from 6:45 a.m. to 11:45 p.m. in the same day? So basically, since we know that the minutes are the same, we can directly find the answer because that means it's only going to be a jump through hours. So from 6:45 a.m. 6 hours, you get 12:45. Here. You get 12:45 a.m. And now, after that, it's PM. So after you have the 12, it's 11 hours to get to 11:45 PM. So basically, when you add 11 hours plus 6 hours, you get 17 hours. So therefore, the answer is Vita. There's 17 hours in this span in a day. Question number 2. If x is between 1 minus 1 upon 5 and 1 plus 1 upon 5, then x could equal either of the following except... Okay, so the reason the answer is 5 upon 4 is because... Now basically, if this is 1 minus 1 upon 5, that's 4 upon 5. And this is 1 upon 5. So obviously 1 would be in the middle, so alpha is okay. And if you take the LC, okay, let me put this into 6 upon 5. Okay, there we are. Then that would be easier. So when you're taking the LCM of 10, you would have 4 upon 5 as 8 upon 10, 6 upon 5 as 12 upon 10. So 9 upon 10 would be in the middle, definitely. And when you're talking about 100 and 1 upon 100, that's kind of 10.1 upon divided by 10. That is basically 10.1 upon 10. Though it's not actually advised to put decimals as numerators or denominators in a fraction, since a fraction is already a decimal in itself. But anyways, since we don't need to worry about that here, because since we know that 10.1 is between 8 and 12, we can say that Ida is correct. And basically, for 11, what you could do is, well, when you're doing 10 upon 11, that can become 100 upon 110. Then you divide the 11 from both sides, so it's like, that'd be 9 remainder 1. So 9 1 upon 11 divided by 10. 8, that's still between 8 and 12, so yes, delta is also correct. So that means, but if we had Vita, 5 upon 4, it can become 50 upon 40, and divide both by 4, and then you have 12. Okay, so then you would have 12.5 upon 14 away. Now basically 12.5 is bigger than 12, so that doesn't fit at all. 12.5 is bigger than 12. And wait, sorry, this is 10 when you're dividing both by 4. So that means that Vita is wrong, and the answer is 5 upon 4. 3 times a number less 7 is 32. What is twice the number? Okay, that's easy. So what you have to do is find 32 plus 7, since when we're doing this, we would find the inverse. So less becomes addition. So 32 plus 7 is 39. 39 divided by 3 is 13. And then 13 times 2, 26. So the answer is gamma 26. It's kind of obvious, because after you're doing the less, you do addition, that's 39, and then the opposite of division, of multiplication, because it says 3 times, is division. So 39 divided by 3 is 13. So you got the past number. So what's twice the number? You just do 13 times 2, 26. So the answer is gamma. The average value for the weekly expenses of Andreas, Vasiliki, Georgia, and Dimitris is 54 euros. The average value for the weekly expenses of Andreas, Vasiliki, and Dimitris is 57 euros. How much does Georgia spend? Okay, so to find this, first we have to find the average between both. So we have, for the first part, we have 4 people and there's 54 euros. So 54 times 4 is 216. Now then we have 3 people with 57 euros. With the average is 57 euros. The reason why we're multiplying by the number of people is because the average is normally the sum of, like here, it would be the sum of money they have divided by the number of people. So here we're doing the inverse. We multiply the average by the number of people to find the sum of money they have. And then we would minus them because on the second one we don't have Georgia. So if we minus them together, we can find out how much money Georgia has, which is 45 euros. So therefore the answer is alpha 45. Question number 5. In the figure below, alpha delta is the bisector of angle A and alpha delta is equal to delta gamma. That means stylus. Okay, so that means that the triangle on the right hand side is an isosceles triangle, because that means this side is equal to this side. There's even the lines here, and that means this angle and this angle are equal, and this angle is different to these two. So that means this is also 40, and now 40 plus 40 is 80. So 180 minus 80 is 100, obviously, so we get 100 here. Now since we know linear pairs, which are basically two angles which when are on the line they're equal to 180 degrees, so we would have 80 here, since 100 plus 80 is 180. And since this is a bisector, that means that it would have cut this angle equally, which means this angle is actually going to be the same as this 40 degree angle, so this will become 40. Now once you have 40 plus 80, that's 120. Then we just do 180 minus 120, 60. So the angle here is 60, and since it's asking the measure of angle theta, we found that 60. So therefore the answer is gamma 60 degrees. Question number 6. Which of the following numbers is divisible by 2 and 7? Okay, so first thing we have to do is look at the last digit of all of the numbers. If it is a multiple of 2, we can keep them. If it's not, we can cancel them out. So 362 works. Just take away all the odd ones, and that's basically it. Now to find the divisibility rule of 7 is basically, like, let's start with the first number, 362. Double the last digit and minus that by the remaining digits. So 36 minus 432. It's not divisible by 7, but if you continue further, double the 2, 4, 3 minus 4 minus 1, you wouldn't get a number which is divisible by 7, which means that's wrong. Basically, if you get a number divisible by 7 like this, like a 2-digit number which is divisible by 7, or you get like 714 here as the final result, then that means it's divisible by 7. And also, now we have 366. Double 6 is 12. 36 minus 12 is 24. 24 doesn't work. It's not divisible by 7, so we can say that's wrong directly. Meanwhile, for 364, we have 36 minus 8. And that would become 28. Now 28 divided by 7 is 4, so that means it's correct. But if you want to check even further, 8 times 2 is 16. 2 minus 16 is minus 14. And even if it's negative, 14 is 7 times 2, which means basically that the answer is gamma 364. So you can do this without like checking it. However, another way you could do is maybe check if any of them are divisible by 14, because if you have 2 and 7, the LCM of 2 and 7, since they're both prime numbers, you just directly multiply is 14. So you check if any of them are divisible by 14. You can directly cancel beta and delta on the process because they're odd. And if you're starting with a multiple that's even, all of the numbers will always be even too. So here when we check 364 divided by 14, here we put 228, and then we had the 84, I think, yes. So 14 times 6, yes, that's 84. So therefore the answer is, therefore you get 26, which means divisible. So the answer is gamma. I don't think it'll work for alpha and eta, this divisibility rule, because since it's basically only one number that can be divisible by 14. That has to be the case because, like, if it's a prime number, there can't be any other LCM as 14. When you have like two prime numbers, when you multiply them, you get a number which has to be the LCM, because there's no factors of 2 and 7 to make it shorter. So therefore it has to, if it's not divisible by 14, they can't be divisible by 14 at all. And since this is 2 less and this is 2 more, there'll be remainders, so therefore the answer is gamma 364. Question number 7. From the set of digits 1, 2, 5, 8, and 9, how many odd 3-digit integers can be formed? Assume that no digit may be used more than once. Well, there's a lot of possibilities for this, but to find this easily, you just have to look at the first odd 3-digit integers. So we can start with 2. 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 9. Then we have 1, 1, 8, 5, 1, 8, 9. So that's all of the ones for 1 already. Then we have 2. But then there is more numbers. You could say 2. Oh wait, sorry. There's actually one more. 159 or 195. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if you do the next one, that's 2. That's going to be 2, 8, 1, 2. Sorry. So that's going to be 2, 1, 5, 2, 5, 1. No, sorry, 2, 1, 9. And then we have 2, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5, 9. Then we have 2, 8, 1, 2, 8, 5, 2, 8, 9. And then finally we would have 2, 9, 1 and 2, 9, 5. So here was 6. Here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is which is a difference of 3 numbers. There'd be 3 more numbers than the last one, but let's see if there's another pattern for the next one. You can just directly just do more of these for every single one. So we can just do 5 now. Well, basically, if you're thinking about this logically, it seems that for the odd digit numbers that there would be 6. It will be less, because then if you're using an odd digit number at the start, there would be 1 odd digit number less. So when we have 6 times 3, that's 18, and then this is 9, and there's 2 of those, so 9 times 2 is also 18. When you do 18 plus 18, that's surprisingly 36. Your answer is delta 36. Basically, since there are 3 odd numbers, we can find 6 sets for 1 odd number, so 6 times 3, 18. And here we have 9 numbers for an even number, so 9 times 2, 18. Add them together, you get 36. So the answer is delta. Question number 8. Which of the following calculations yields a wrong result? You kind of have to do only trial and error for this, but the answer is eta. I can explain why easily, since 9 times 6 is 54. 73 plus 54 is 127. Meanwhile, 7 times 3 is 21. 96 plus 21 is 117. We've actually found this as the wrong one before in another question. But anyways, if you know this, therefore the answer is eta. We warn, in these kind of papers, some questions may repeat, so it's better to look at the past papers sometimes. I think this was also one of them, but okay, so let me explain this one. Question number 9. If a half plus 2/3 plus 3 upon c minus 1 is equal to 23 upon 12, then what's c? Okay, so that means you have to find the LCM of 12. Like the LCM has 12, so that means that 1 upon 2 will become 6 upon 12. Wait, let me just change it. Oh god. 6. Okay. So half is 6 upon 12, and then we have 8 upon 12. So that means 6 upon 12 plus 8 upon 12 is 14 upon 12. We have no need of converting it into a mixed number right now, because this is already an improper fraction, and it's easier to work with improper fractions now. So when you do 23 minus 14, you get 9. So therefore 3 plus c minus 1, 3 divided by psi minus 1 is equal to 9 upon 12. Now if you look at this is multiplied by 3, which means this would also be psi minus 1 multiplied by 3 is 12. So when you do the inverse, 12 divided by 3 is 4, which means psi minus 1 is 4. That means if you add both sides with a 1, psi is equal to 5. If you can notice here, it's still equal, because when I added this side and this side both by 1, if you treat them the same, they'll be equal. So again, psi plus 5. Some people think of this as taking it to the other side. Like if we take the minus 1 to the other side, you take the sign with it always. So the sign will inverse, so it becomes addition, and 4 plus 1, 5. Easy, right? Okay. Now, so therefore the answer is 5, and your answer would be delta. Now, question number 10. For x is unequal to 0, let rectangle x be defined by x is equal to x divided by x plus 1 upon x. What is the value of the half? Okay, so basically to find this, it would be a half divided by a half plus 1 upon a half. May look a bit hard at first, but it's actually not hard at all. Definitely not hard at all. So when you have 1 upon 2, now think, this is a fraction, this is a whole number, which means this is the actual division sign. I made it bigger because we're focusing on this. Now, the trick is to take the lowest denominator, multiply by the one here, so you get 2 upon 1. And then that's going to be equal. So 1 upon 2 is equal to 2 upon 1 is equal to 2. How you could also check this out is that if you do 1 upon 1 divided by 1 upon 2, when you're doing division, to make it easier and make a multiplication, you swap the numerator and denominator on the right hand side. So that means 1 upon 2 would become 2 upon 1. So 1 upon 1 times 2 upon 1, it's 2. So therefore the answer there is 2. So 1 upon 2 divided by 1 upon 2 plus 2. Now we would basically be doing the same thing, but here let's make it easier for us, and basically let's make this into an improper fraction. So 2 is 4 upon 2, 4 upon 2 plus 1 upon 2 is 5 upon 2. So 1 upon 2 divided by 5 upon 2. You can just basically write 1 upon 2 divided by 5 upon 2, make that 1 upon 2 times 2 upon 5. You can cancel the 2 with the 2 since it's multiplication. You get 1 upon 5. You can also do this by, if you're looking at this, these two denominators are the same. So when these two denominators are the same, you can cancel them and you get 1 upon 5 directly. It's as easy as that. So therefore the answer is alpha 1 upon 5. Question number 11. The figure below alpha, beta, gamma, delta is a rectangle with beta, gamma, so this side here has 5 centimeters. So the arcs, it's basically saying that, wait, let me look. These two arcs, it's saying that their diameter is this and this respectively. Get the idea. Now, so M and L are the midpoints of the semicircles. So basically it's asking us to find the area of the triangle shaded there. Now this is going to be easy because when you look at this, so you have 5, so that means this side is also 5 centimeters, and these two are congruent squares, so you will get the base here to be 10 centimeters. Since if this matches up with this, then yes, you get the idea. Now here, you can imagine this to be another square. It actually still works. Oh, sorry. Oh wait, no. That's a bit of a drawing. Okay, so you can still imagine this to be a square. So this would be 5. This would still be 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. So 10 centimeters. This whole length would be 10 centimeters as well. You can just do 10 times 10 times half, since we found the base, we found the height, and then we just multiplied by 2. Or you could just say divided by 2, which you get 100 divided by 2, which you get like, if you're following BODMAS, it's going to be 10 times 5, which is 50. Or you could just do the multiplication, then the division, either way. 100 divided by 2, 50. So your answer is gamma 50 centimeters squared. It's actually as easy as that. You just need to do some imagination and you will get the answer. But it's not always like that. Sometimes it may work like this, but it's not always like that. But actually, the easier way to do this, that since you know that this is the midpoint and this is 5, then this is definitely 5. Then this has to be 5 as well. So then you can get the 10, and therefore the answer is 10 by 10 divided by 2, which is 50 centimeters squared, gamma. Question number 12. If k is equal to 1 plus a half plus 1/4 plus 1/8. Wait, is it actually question number 12? Oh god. Okay. So plus 116 plus 132, and L is equal to 1 plus a half of K, then L exceeds K by how much? Okay, so first we have to find the answer to K, obviously, by finding the LCM for 32. So we have 32. So we can keep the 1, I guess, as itself, since we know that's 32 upon 32 directly. And then we have 16 upon 32. Then 8 upon 32. 4 upon 32. 2 upon 32. And you see how they double, and they halve each time. So basically, that's what's happening. So we can do 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4, 7 plus 8, 15, 16 plus 15 is 31. So 32 plus 31 is 63 upon 32. So that's K. But now it says L is 1 plus half of K, is 1 plus the half of K. So that means when you're dividing by 2, you're multiplying by the half, basically. So we would have 63 upon 64 plus, and then we have 1 itself. So 64 upon 64 plus 63 upon 64 is equal to 127 upon 64. So when you compare this with this, you would basically have to find the difference between them. So you would multiply this by 2. So 32 times 63 times 2 is 126. So 176 upon 64. If you notice that this one is bigger by 1 upon 64, then you would directly find your answer. L exceeds K by 1 upon 64, eta. So that's the answer. Now, question number 13. The following graph represents the distance in meters covered by a car in 40 seconds. In which of the following 5-second intervals has the car traveled the longest? It's 15 by 20, because if you look at 15 seconds to 20 seconds. If you look here, it's a high jump, which is not, and that's compared to all of the others, it's the highest jump definitely, and it's clear to see. So therefore the answer is beta 15 seconds to 20 seconds. Question number 14. At the Central High School, the athletic club has 15 members and the music club has 12 members. If a total of 13 students belong to only one of the two clubs, how many students belong to both clubs? This is easy. So first you have to find the number of students. The number of members. So 15 plus 12 is 27. So there are 27 members. So 13 members only belong to one of the two clubs, which leaves the 14 students which belong to both clubs. So that means the answer is 14 eta. You just have to find the number of members minus that by the people we know that are only participating in one club, and we'll have the rest. So the answer is eta 14. Question number 15. Which of the following is the largest product? Okay, I think I meant to circle Vita there? Yeah. Okay, so the largest, you guys can say if it's correct or not, but I'm saying Vita because when the comma here is the decimal, so 9,999 times 9, that's definitely smaller. This is very small, so definitely not this one. This one would have 8 decimals, which is too small. as well. So it's between Vita and Gamma here. I mean, sorry, Delta would have 6 decimals. So when you have Vita, that's 999 times 99, and then you'd only have 1 decimal point. And meanwhile, you have 99.99 times 999, which swaps everything. However, it's 2 decimal points, so it could be smaller. Wait, let me just check this now. 9999. So first we have 9999 times 99. I'll add the decimal point later, but nine. Yeah, you get the idea. So you have 0, 10, 9. So yeah. So then the answer to that one would become 98,990.1. That would be the answer to the first one. Now we have 9999 times 99. Oh my god! Wait, so then it would be 19998, then this, then this, and when you're checking it, 89, you'll get 18.